Welcome everyone, this is Dawn Duvall with Shall We Stamp, and today I am going to show you two cards, the exact same design but using different colors to show the changes that it makes using brights and more softer type colors. We're going to be working with the Positive Thoughts stamp set, and you can find this in my online store at shallwestamp.com. And this has five pictures, and then it's got three really nice sentiments that you can use for various occasions. So make sure, if you haven't already, please sign up to receive my newsletter that comes out on a weekly basis, and it provides you with exclusive tutorials strictly for my online mailing list subscribers, and then additional information regarding updates in the crafting world and any promotions that we're running as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, and that's by clicking the button in the bottom corner, and also hit the bell, and that will notify you every time that I update a new video. Okay, and then one last thing, if you haven't gone to my Facebook page, please go to Facebook, Shall We Stamp 1, the number 1, Shall We Stamp 1, and like my Facebook page. And I do Facebook lives every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so let's get started with making of this card. If you're a beginner, this would be a perfect card for you because it's a very simple, easy stamping. All right, let's get started. All right, this is the card that we're going to be making, and this card we're going to be working with is going to be Old Olive, Melon Mambo, and then Bermuda Bay. And then the second card that I'm going to show you is a little bit softer, and that's going to be this one, which is using, I'm sorry, this is Grainy Apple Green, pardon me. This is Old Olive, Pool Party, and So Saffron. So it's the exact same card, just different color schemes, and you can see what a difference it makes with the colors. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to take, and we're going to do one card at a time. So you're going to take a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and bring in our paper trimmer, and this paper trimmer is a wonderful trimmer. This sells for $25. And it also scores, is the gray, and then it cuts. So you've got two products in one. So we are going to turn this and line it up at 4 1/4, and then we're going to do our scoring. The other nice thing about this particular stamping trimmer is that the arm opens up to 17 inches. So if you're working with doing scrapbook pages and stuff, you've got a lot of room with this particular trimmer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and line up at 4 1/4, which is going to be right here. So let's line up our paper. The nice thing about this trimmer is it's got the header up here that you can butt your paper up to, so it keeps it quite straight, and you want to make sure you're lined up on the same line at the top and the bottom. And again, we're going to take our gray scoring tool, and we're just going to score that at 4 1/4. All right, so let's go ahead and move this out of the way. In the next step, we're going to go ahead and fold our paper. And you want to make sure that you've got your ends even. Sometimes they may be off a little bit, and if they are, just turn it the other way and see which way is better. All right, and then after we fold, we want to use our bone folder. This is a must-have in your stamping, in your craft room. You want to have a bone folder, as this provides you with a good crease on your cardstock. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with on this particular one is we're going to work with, we're going to go with the Old Olive, I'm sorry, the Grainy Apple Green. I'm trying to get my colors together here. And we are, let's put this back over here. So we're going to go with the Grainy Apple Green, and we're going to do our Bermuda Bay, or our Butterfly, and then we're going to do our Melon Mambo for the hot pink. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our Grainy Apple Green, and we're going to use the leaf set that comes in the stamp. And all we're going to do is we're going to ink up our stamp, and then you just want to place it, and what we're going to do is stamp part of it on the card and stamp part of it off. So we're going to go ahead and place a piece right about here, and then we're going to do another one a little bit higher, and then I'm going to turn it because I want my leaves to kind of come towards each other. So it fills up a little bit of that white space, okay? And there's no right or wrong way. However you want to do this is whatever works for you. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our Melon Mambo ink, and we're going to use our flower that comes in the stamp set, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that randomly. Give me just a moment. Let me clean off my leaf stamp before we move any further. And I'm using my Shammy. The Shammy is a nice tool that is good for being portable. Now, it doesn't come in this case, but if you purchase one from me, then I'll give you the case with the thing that the labeling that you can put on the inside of your case so that you'll know that's what it's for. Now, these are chamois. You rinse them out after you use them, and they're going to stain, but that doesn't affect your cleaning of the actual stamp itself. So they work really nice. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our Melon Mambo, and I'm just going to ink up a little bit. I want to make sure I've got ink on my stamp, and then I'm just going to randomly stamp where I want my flower. Now we have a lot of space here, so I'm going to stamp up in the corner, and I'm just going to push down. I'm not going to, you don't want to squash, just kind of hold it there so the ink transfers. And then I'm going to do another one right about here. Now I'm stamping it half on, so it kind of goes off. And then I think we'll do, let's do one more right about here. So I'll put one here. And then we'll do some butterflies, okay? So we're good with that. I think that's good. So let me clean this off as well. All right, now we're going to use our Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to pull that one in, and we're going to stamp the butterfly. And this one, I'm going to stamp the butterfly in this open area here, and then I think I'm going to stamp one over here. Let me see. I think I'm going to stamp it right here a little bit off. Now, what I'm going to do, I think I'll stamp, since I have this open corner, it looks a little funny, so I'm going to put a little bit of the butterfly right there. All right, I think that looks good. Now, I'm going to try to fit my sentiment right in this area, right in here. So we're going to go ahead and pull in our Memento ink black, and then we're going to get our sentiment that says, friends like you mean every year. So we're going to do that, and we'll place that on our clear block. And then you just randomly stamp, and let's make sure we got this straight. And if you're not sure, you can use your grid paper. We sell this, and it helps you line everything up because you've got your lines on your grid paper so that you can see that you're going to place or stamp and get it right. Okay, so we're going to ink that up. Now I'm using the Memento black. I could have used a different color. I think I'm going to stamp off just once. I'm going to see what that looks like. Let's see if we did it again. It'd be kind of a light gray. So I think I'm going to do that just for something different. So let's just lightly stamp off. And then again, I'm going to place that right about here. Now it's going to overlap my butterflies, but that's okay. There's our card. Now I did it lightly. I could have left it full strength, but I wanted it a little bit lighter. So there's our first card using the Granny Apple Green, the Melon Mambo, and our Bermuda Bay for the butterflies. So now we're going to clean off, and we're going to start all over, and we're going to use a different color scheme and show you the difference of what the same exact card with different color ink, what it's going to look like. So, and again, this is what we call a S.I.P card. You're using stamps, ink, and paper, so it's S.I.P. So we're sipping right along. So if you need a S.I.P, have a S.I.P. All right, so this is our Old Olive we're going to use for our leaves, our Pool Party, which we're going to use for the butterfly. Whoopsie. And then we're using So Saffron for our flower. Okay, so let's move those up there, and let's start with our Old Olive. I'm going to pull in another piece of the thick Whisper White cardstock, and again we're going to score this at 4 1/4. So we're going to line this up over here at 4 1/4. So there's 4 1/4. I'm going to butt it up, make sure I'm straight top and bottom, and put our score line in there. Put this off to the side. All right, and again, we're going to take this and fold on our score line and see how our paper lines up, and that's pretty good. Let me flip it the other way and see. It might be a little bit better this way. Nope, I think it's better this way. So we're going to go with that way, and I'm going to hold my hand down and use my bone folder. And you can purchase all of these supplies through my online store, and I'll have a link at the end of the video, and also below the video I'll have a link there where you can make those purchases. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our leaf set. And again, we're going to use our Old Olive. So I'm going to stamp that one, make sure I've got enough ink on it. Looks like I got a couple of leaves that are not getting ink. I always look at it before I place it down. All right, and again, I'm going to go full, this one I'm going to go a little bit higher. And then this one, we're going to come in and I'm going to turn this, I'm going to stamp it a little bit more like that to give it more of a cluster look. And then here we'll do the same thing. I'm going to come in a little bit on the center. And again, I'm stamping off, as you can see, on the edge, and I'm going to put this one a little bit that way as well. So there we go with that. Now let's bring in our flower, and we'll go ahead and get that one stamped. And again, we're using the So Saffron, which is a really nice color. So we're going to make sure we've got some ink on that. And again, since I have all this white space, I'm going to stamp one right here because I want to have that there. And then I'm going to stamp a little bit up here that's kind of off. It kind of looks like a sun, doesn't it? All right, and then we're going to put one, I think I put one right about there. All right, so it's coming together. And then the last thing we're going to do is add our beautiful little butterflies, and that we're going to use our Pool Party. It's very similar to the Bermuda Bay, but it's a lighter color. So I'm going to stamp a butterfly right here, and let's do one, because I was going to put my sentiment, which I probably should have not put him there, but that's okay. Let's do another butterfly. Let's do him right between those two flowers. How's that? And we're going to put another one right down in this corner again. So we'll just have him like he's hanging off the edge of the paper. All right, so let's go ahead and close up our inks. We're going to bring in our sentiment again. We're going to use the same sentiment. Now this time I'm going to stamp it a little bit lower because I want to get the, give me one second, I want to make sure I got my stamp on here. All right, this time we're going to go the full strength of the Memento Black ink, and I'm going to stamp it down right below here. I'm going to put it right about here in between the flower and the butterfly, and we're going to push that there. Now, if you don't want to stamp on top of your stamped images, you can always do a banner. Type it on a little piece of, stamp it on a small white strip of paper, and then just manually cut a banner. And there you go. So here are our two quick and easy cards that you can make, and look at the difference of how they look by just changing out the colors. Aren't those beautiful? See that? So this is the one that we used Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, and Bermuda Bay, and this one we used Old Olive, So Saffron, and Pool Party. So there are the two cards using the Positive Thoughts stamp set. And again, you can find this in my online store at shallwestamp.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can reach me at dawn@shallwestamp.com. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and don't forget to subscribe.